なんでだよ。よし、なんでだよ。なんでどうしたいきなり。あ、やべやべやべ。詰まってる。こんなに早くやり直しかよ。どうしよう。絶対死んじゃうこの人。もうマリ。
The murderer deliberately left behind this ABC as a signature. The absence of fingerprints and the fact that it is open at letter A for Andover leaves little doubt.
ひどいな。なんだこのゲーム。キラーか。じゃあ。
Mrs. Asher was killed here. The absence of marks in the shop and the regular shape of the blood stains indicated beyond a doubt.
この3ターン目ぐらいの時点でもう住んでる。狙われるのこいつに。
Mrs. Asher lived very simply. Who is this young woman?
部屋にしかないよ。部屋にしかないよ。
Medicine. Laudanum-based cough. It's strange to find. Dash! A puddle! How clumsy. This is a really cutthroat neighborhood. Anyone could have committed the crime.
随分偏見のひどいやろ。なんだよこれ、どうすんだよこの後よ。
Dash! A puddle! How clumsy.
どうすんだよこれよ。何を調べろってんだよ。畜生。なんかちょっと三国無双系やりたいような気はしてきたんだよな、俺も。なんだよ、何を調べてねってんだ俺は。
An inscription in German. The ashes were...
何にも起きねえもんな。
Blood. Did Alice Asher suffer from nosebleeds?
畜生。これだからマジで無駄じゃねえ
From Mr. Adam Flynn.
左
Despite
スティ
this,
ックを押すだけです。
Mrs. Asher's
左スティックを回すだけなんだ。あと何を調べてねっつんだよ俺はよ。鏡になんか映ってんのか。この後どうすりゃいいんだ俺は。
Who is this young?
2000円。おーっとっとっとっと、これがようやく。危ねえ危ねえ、悪かった。
Who is this young
回
woman?
転させろってことかよ。
To my dear Aunt Alice, married Howard.
長い道のりだった。
Have you found anything?
The victim has a niece. We must find her. I think I've looked everywhere here. Let us see if I can find any more information in the shop's surroundings.
というわけで終わりです。まあ、今日の夜は多分やるかな。明日かな、次はまた。さよなら。さよなら。さよなら。
よし、ようやく進んだ。このクソゲーム。じゃあタバコ店の周りに行くかい。
Fourpence a letters, a lovely lot letters, 4 pence only. I'll be with you in a few minutes, sir.
This woman appears to be a smoker. She's a big smoker. She must have been a customer at the tobacco shop. How much are your lettuce, please?
A lettuce? That'll be 5 pence, kind sir.
And what if I take 2?
Well, 2 are 10 pence, so what do you want?
Nothing, thank you. They do not look very fresh. Did you know Alice Asher well?
And for starters, who are you?
I'm Hercule Poirot, the detective.
You're foreign, that's for sure, with your accent and your odd way about you. And you're here about Alice's murder, I suppose. Well, I've nothing to say to you.
Did you speak to the victim yesterday?
No, I never saw her.
I do not quite understand. You work next door to each other, but you do not see each other?
It's true. I didn't see her all day.
I know that you went to the tobacco shop yesterday.
Well?
It is your duty to tell me if you saw something unusual.
Who do you think you are telling me what to do? Get away from my stall!
ね、もしかしてこれ尋問失敗みたいな。
You again? I've nothing.
大丈夫ですか？大丈夫ですか？
Hey, Warrow. Is the greengrocer causing trouble? I'll sort her out.
No, please, leave her, Chief Inspector. I'll get her to talk later.
I found the victim's niece. She's waiting for you in the back of the shop.
Thank you, mon ami. I'll question her.
ずいぶん早く見つかった。
Strawberries, 6p a pound.
A bottle of poor quality vinegar. The smell could awaken the dead.
ピーネか。
You again?
なんだ、喋ってくれねえのか。
Jap had the body removed out of respect for the victim's niece. His attention is commendable. Is that if sincere? She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile.
どういうことだってばよ。
You were very fond of your aunt, am I right?
She was the only family I had since my mother died.
Your aunt did not have any children, is that correct?
No, she was separated from her husband.
What do you think about Franz Asher, your aunt's husband?
He never left her alone. Poor aunt. She used to drop by all the time and make a scene.
Was your aunt afraid of her husband?
He shouted a lot, but she wasn't afraid of him. Why, he used to slink away when she turned on him. He was afraid of her, if you like.
Your aunt should have asked for a divorce.
Oh no, sir. My aunt has principles.
Well, your aunt's principal have led her to the morgue. Hastings, please see this young lady home. I fear that it's quite impossible to finish our interview at present.
Poirot, what have you done? I've never known you be so brutal.
そんなこと言われてもな。 全部自分の推
The
測や。
murderer probably pretended to be a customer. He hit the shopkeeper from behind as he turned around to serve him.
手がかりだねってか。そうか。コアラってもともとそんな感じなの？紳士的なやつなのか。それを知らないんですけど、僕は。
We have to wait for him to sleep it off. He's all yours, Poirot. There are a few things I need to check.
There must be some way of sobering him up.
I wonder what his wife used to do. He must have scared the customers away.
He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up. It's Alice Asher's notebook. Ah, that's interesting. It probably contains information about her possible debtors and creditors. Bodley. The fruit seller has debts too. She will probably be more cooperative thanks to this piece of information.
ははんはんはん。
A box of new stockings.
ニューストッキング。そこのビネガーでいけるんじゃない？
A bottle of poor quality vinegar. The smell could...
ダメけ。ダメけ。
Your fruit is rotten.
What? A foreigner dares to say that?
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1. I swear.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Jack to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
それさん
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to
About
her.
6.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Counter and left.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France! Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
なかなか興味深い情報でした。酔いを覚ます方法なんてそこのビネガーしかねえだろ。
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
The priority is to question Asher. The priority is to question Asher. He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up. Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
I've been talking to the neighbors, and
No one's seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
no.
Yeah. We must grill this villain Asher before he falls asleep again.
よいしょ。うん。大体勝手が分かってきた。
This man is in rather a bad
喧嘩で
state.
もしたのか。青タン作ってよ。服が汚い。
What are you looking at me like that for?
This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. What were you doing yesterday at the time of the crime?
Can't recall.
You had been drinking again.
The occasional slap, sir, that's all.
And you cannot even remember how you ripped the coat?
I got it stuck in a door.
The truth is that someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
Dog fight.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he's not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events. The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer. The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her. He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Asher has a strong alibi, and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything.
No doubt about it, the murderer is insane.
And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien. let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
犯人は探さないの。
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot, and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do, then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I will go and see. Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more. It's impossible to get through to Scotland Yard. Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Let us examine the characters in this word. Yes, this I is weird. Right, let us compare this with the other letter. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Right, let us compare this with the other letter. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. The W is not printed properly. Right. Let us compare this with the other letter. Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there. It's impossible to get through to Scotland Yard. Ah, some cool air. No doubt about it. Hastings is going bored.
It may be time to go to Scotland Yard. It may be time to go to Scotland Yard.
To Scotland Yard, please. Japp has invested a great deal in his career. Chap is an investigator greatly respected by his peers. Alice Asher was murdered in Andover, the ABC killer's first murder. London. I really like this city. One thing is certain, you never get bored here. Chap's interview room. Many cases have been solved in this little office. Chap appears to be snowed under. Chap appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Asher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received a letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So, it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Bien. We should leave you to work, Chief Inspector.
You have a few days to prepare yourself.
Thank you for coming, my friends.
Poirot?
Chief Inspector Japp, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Japp waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good. Bexhill seems to be a pleasant little town. Bexhill is a pretty little seaside resort with elegant architecture, although personally I prefer more modern buildings. Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. I fear that this case is far...
Come on.
Certes.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck it. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death?
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's rather out of...
Are you certain? For a woman, it is often...
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
Has the press been informed?
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet.
Nobody has reported a young woman.
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine.
Indeed. We've asked every...
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news...
I hope you're right, Hastings.
The guide is open at the page for the Bexhill Trent. A braided silk belt. These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth. She was a great beauty. Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs. The young woman wasn't wearing... Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. This key is too small to be one for a house. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. The medical officer should confirm.
That's what I thought. She shows the usual signs of strength.
With a little luck...
You are too optimistic, Hastings. Certes. This hut is locked. The number is upside down. This is death. A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and... Firstly, I have to remove the padlock. This hut is locked. This hut is locked. The number is upside down. This is definitely at number 6. A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and then... Firstly, I have to remove... Firstly, I have to remove the padlock. Firstly, I have to remove the padlock.